Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak 2 Part 30. In the previous video we got let loose upon the town after solving the case of the explosion. Wait, no, explosions was not last video, was it? I don't remember. I don't know. We're walking. We're walking here, you know? We're exploring, we're talking to people as we do. Take me to the Marché. That's where all the cool people live. Right? We might be getting home a little late today. Actually, your mother should be about heading back home soon. What do you say to grabbing some takeout before we leave? Good idea. How'd we get that meat pie Mom likes so much? That's a smart thinking, kiddo. You're such a sweet boy, Kane. We'll have to meat pie for the entree then. Why don't I buy you some favorite cake for dessert? Yeah, I can share with you and Mom too. But don't you dare give any to Abel though. Oh, it's a white cat. Yep, just here to check up on my cancer. Welcome back, Shannon. Hey, I brought everything you wanted on your shopping list. Plus a few snacks for good measure. Actually, you want to hear something crazy? They gave me a ticket for their lottery while I was checking out. Why don't we try and give the wheel a spin sometime? There's a lottery? What's the grand prize? I think it was an all-expense-paid trip to some island resort, Whitehaven, for our anime beach special, so that you guys can be there and we can talk about fishing. I'm 8 moves ahead of you guys. Just imagine all the rare fish we could catch there. You're right, we could totally make it a fishing trip. I'm sure Kyle would all be for it too. Alright, it's a plan. Let's try and spin the wheel tomorrow then. They're pretty serious about fishing, huh? It's almost like they've got some sort of condition, and the only way it could be filled, or be cured, is if they had a prescription for fishing. You know, notice it's kind of rare to see kids and teens fishing in the Republic. It's a little funny, to be honest. We know so many people in Crossbell and the Empire that are maniacs about it. Oh no, I totally forgot we have customers. Sorry for the wait, you guys. Why don't you take some free samples? Alright. All is forgiven. Well, thank you so very much. Ooh, look, be sure to put them to good use. Yeah, thanks. You guys fish too, right? And always nice to meet a fellow hobbyist. Usually our regulars are the only other anglers we see. Well, I guess there was that one guy the other day. Maybe there's a bunch more out there just waiting for us to talk to him.
Something you're looking for in particular?
Yep, that one guy. How about you dump some on me? Oh, I didn't realize you couldn't buy multiple. Priest's odds of hooking a big one. Well, I mean, that's all you had to say, partner. That's all you had to say.
Talk to you later.
Move.
Twin, you gonna need to settle down, son. We're gonna be here for a while. Alright? You don't rush it. I get that you're new to being a Spriggan, but this is part of the job, okay? Mikino's grandpa owns this store. I work here part-time, but Mikino's running the counter for today. So since we can't go out and have fun together, I'm hanging back to give her some help. Kyle, on the other hand, is probably off night fishing somewhere. I've only done it a few times myself. He really needs to show us the ropes one of these days. You hiding from me, you little How doth one get that crystal? How do we get over there? Oh, okay, here we go. Any fishies? Can I go in the sewer? A natural habitat. Okay. But I mean, if anyone wanted to, oh, a fish, I mean, we could fish. Anya's, I don't think you fished yet, so. Meow. Meow. Tiger seems a bit down in the mouth somehow. Well, he did get flat out rejected not too long ago. The little guy's more sensitive than he looks, huh? Hello, doggo. Can I go in the sewers? I can. You got any sewer fish? Got any sewer fish? Well, maybe I wonder if we have another monster request. We already did a monster request. Oh, there you are. Oh, you even have like a little scene? Oh, thanks for coming, Anyas. I guess Van's still out of town, huh? What? Did you ask for me? We haven't actually had a chance to check the bulletin board yet. Okay, it's one of the... I don't know why sometimes they're like... They automatically start, and sometimes they don't. It sounds like you have a request for us. We'd be happy to listen to whatever's troubling you. Does it have something to do with Lashkar? Yeah, he's been working part-time at Central Marché recently. I'm sure you've heard he's trying to become a bracer again, right? Ever since what happened to Cray Village, I thought he'd cooled off on the idea, but last week he started acting a little different. Today I just can't figure out where he went. Kinda and Lashkar. They're both from Cray Village, but managed to keep from getting caught up in the disaster. Yeah, trauma doesn't always get better with time, at least not easily. Kinda. I'm sure you must be terribly worried about him. I'd like to know more about what's been going on with Lashkar lately. Do you think you could give us some more information? Well, first, you remember how out of control he was up until the Revolution Festival, right? I mean, I don't know if I would say he was out of control. He was just kind of like terminally depressed. Which, you know, fair. I remember he had so much pent-up anger that he used to pick fights with the local thugs. Did he? I don't remember that. Then at the beginning of the year, he started living with me, and he'd actually started making some friends around the Central Marché. I thought he'd finally calmed down. A little more than a week ago, maybe a little before that even, he started running off at night. It's almost like he's worse now than he was before. He'll even start crying sometimes, completely out of nowhere. Sounds pretty unstable. And on top of everything else, he came home injured yesterday. I tried to ask him about what was going on, but he refused to talk. He just ran off again. Ever since then, I'm really bad at this, aren't I? I think I'm supposed to be the only one adult he can rely on. If there's anything you can do to help him, I hope you realize this isn't all on you. Yeah, we still don't have quite enough info to go on, though, which means it might take some time to investigate. What do you want to do, Aggie? Let me think. Well, yeah, obviously. We'll take the case. I'm not about to leave Lashkar to suffer through his feelings alone. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I asked you for help. We're still short on info, though. Guess we'll just have to start asking around. Right, let's look for people he has regular contact with and see if they know anything. Maybe someone over at the temple can help. Actually, he's been spending a lot of time talking to Yazan from the Central Marché recently. Yazan has a way of getting bits and pieces of news from the underground. Lashkar was talking to him a lot back when he was getting into fights. Okay, I see. I guess the only other place worth looking would be the guild. Yeah, he spent a lot of time there last year to help out. I think he's just looking for somebody to talk to. I know there's some bracers there that cheered him up a little, though. That sounds like the Bracer Guild may have some useful information as well. Yeah, thank you again. I know he's in good hands. Alright, let's get investigating.
Let's wrap this up quickly.
Okay. My life isn't upended too, but that doesn't give me a free pass on this. I should have tried harder to understand how Lashkar was feeling and take his worries seriously. I mean, were you not? I mean, this doesn't sound like a situation where anyone's at fault, really. You guys will bring me back safe and bring him back safe and sound, right? Let me know what's going on with him when you find out. And I can apologize and promise that I'll really be there for him this time. I mean, in a fucked up way, she's kind of almost got it worse, right? Because, I mean, she has the benefit of being a little bit older, which helps. But, you know, she went through the same exact shit Lashkar went through, but also has to, like, be strong for him and provide and be, like, a stabilizing force. And isn't able to kind of grieve in the same way or be overwhelmed.
Hey, welcome!
Nice work out there, Karina. I think you earned yourself a little evening drink. But also, I mean, different people process grief differently. I mean, some people aren't... I mean, I wouldn't say not as affected by it. That's kind of not the best way to put it. but it affects everyone differently? Nice work out there today. I think you earned yourself a little evening drink. Maybe I'll stop by Lashkar's place and pick up some of that fancy stuff for heading back.
It's so lively.
Another swig.
Another swig. Can I interest you in a nice hearty bolognese for dinner? It's chock full of nutritious seafood bought fresh from Trout Stall.
What can I get for you?
Why don't I just buy the stuff from his stall?
Thanks for shopping.
Plus, you're just stealing. I'm just saying, if I go over to Shino's bar and she's selling the same shit, I'm coming for you, Sabrina. A tipple always tastes better after dark. You kids are a touch too young for that, though. We also have a range of non-alcoholic cocktails for sale if you're interested. It may not be the real thing, but the flavor should be to your liking.
Hello there.
Medicinal liquor gives energy that makes you feel young again.
Thank you.
Like, okay, you know, just give us the straight alcohol. Just give it to us straight up. I know we can't drink, but you know, you can give us that, right? A bit of a sneeze there. So that's the eponymous proprietor of Gateau de Dune. He certainly isn't short of enthusiasm. I promised to do a magazine interview after I close up shop tonight. The journalist came early and started watching my every little move. It's got me all tense, man. How's a guy supposed to work like this? I mean, fair.
Later.
I'm thinking of going out for some night fishing. I don't want anything distracting me from the catch, so I plan on filling my stomach here at the Marché beforehand. Kinda think of it, Mikino and Shannon have been getting a lot more comfortable with their rods lately. Maybe it's time I taught them how to do some night fishing of their own. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. What you should do is you should not eat, and that way you'll have to catch a fish so you can eat it. Or you'll starve. You know, you'll go hungry if you don't catch a fish. It'll put that fire in you, right? You know that man is always sitting at the counter? He keeps claiming that coffee should be black and nothing else. If you ask me, coffee that isn't sweet doesn't even deserve a passing sip. I mean, look at his facial hair, man. That's how you know you can disregard his opinion. No offense. One of the regulars here insists that cafe lattes or the like are the only acceptable form of coffee. The owner's the lenient sort, so I hold my tongue around him, but the very idea reeks of ignorance.
Okay.
Some customers will tell me that drinking coffee too late in the day keeps them awake at night. That varies from individual to individual, however. Others said they actually sleep better after having a cup. My recommendation would be to add a generous portion of milk to a light roast. Doing so keeps its stimulating effects to a minimum without compromising the soothing aroma. This will allay your fatigue while still allowing you a peaceful slumber. I highly suggest giving it a try. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Maybe he's spitting.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Please stop by again.
My goal is to become a barista like Mr. Ward. I've even been getting one-on-one coffee brewing lessons from him. He really is too good to me. I just feel like there's a limit to how much information I can get in Edith. Anyway, have you found anything over in Arasion? Yeah, it's like you said, something weird is happening with the stock market. But it's different from what happened last year, right? When the Quincy Company and Etos prices crashed? From what I remember, Vallis Investment Bank was the one that came to the rescue. Exactly. It's not like their reputation was at an all-time high, but the people's faith in them was basically plummeted. However, I've actually noticed a new player in the market recently. There's this one investor who's been buying up all sorts of property in the Republic, even in Edith. So that's what was affecting the market. I mean, okay, can I be a slight hater? If you're whole country's economy can get thrown out of whack by one person buying up property? That's a little scary, man. If you had said something in the first place, I mean, like a single individual, if it was like a company doing it, maybe. I kind of thought it was just a lucky guess, but you got some real journalistic instinct, don't you? Well, I did have a little help. Anyway, why don't you tell me the name of that investor? I would, but all I have is her initials. Sounds like Mariel's been pretty busy lately. And the initials? CK in the coffee? Boy, Mariel's natural instinct and dogged thirst for scoops really catch me off guard. Or is it FK? I don't remember. You ever heard of this little game called Deadly Premonition? And there's something about the coffee. Remember? He's looking at the coffee and he's like, FK in the coffee. See? It's something K in the coffee. They also struck my competitive spirit as an RG reporter, and I'm going to keep looking into this through my own investigative channels. Hey Anya, is out of the town with the substitute Spriggans? I heard about how you handled today's incident at the academy, by the way. Mind if I get an interview later? As nice as that sounds, we'll have to pass. Well, okay, you must be pretty busy anyway, if you're still at it this late at night. I mean, that would be a pretty interesting story. Transfer students, disarm bomb on first day. As for me, I've got a lead on this case I've been dogging for a while, thanks to Ferdinand here. Now comes the part where I really have to work my butt off. You guys hang in there too, okay? The question is, how does the ghost ship connect to the stock market disturbances? Could they be using their ghostly treasure, accumulated over the years, to buy up all the property and create a monopoly?
What I have on offer.
And then drive up rents or something? I can't believe Ronald would do something so stupid. Was he really the one behind today's bomb threat? Don't act like you didn't know already, especially considering how close your families are. Well, imagine how much his dad paid you to turn a blind eye to all this. Everyone involved needs to be held responsible for his actions, including you. I can't say I disagree. I mean, the fact that I overlooked his behavior during my time as student council president, I have no excuse for what I've done. Sorry, I shouldn't have blown up at you like that. I know you've already paid more than enough for his mistakes, but like, what is she paid? Asking for a friend? Perhaps, but regardless, what Ronald did was a crime, and he will not be escaping the consequences this time. There she is. That's how she views the situation. I think I understand why she's so jealous of Rin now. She probably doesn't want to admit Rin's doing a better job. Gotta keep her pride intact somehow. That idiot ignored my calls just for this? You're a bit of a spitfire, James. These kiwis are nice and ripe. Wonder if I'll have any left over later. And I could share them with Kane and his parents. Hurry and grab yourself some fruit before we close up shop. Act now and I'll give you 3 fully ripened kiwis for only 10 mira. This lady is absolutely batshit insane with her prices. But like, she says that and then I look at the menu, no kiwis. Make it make sense. So be sure to eat them all for the day's out. How about it? They make for a great late night dessert.
Let me know if you need anything at all.
Like, you tell me I can have 3 kiwis for 10 mira, but I can only have 1 berry for 120? It doesn't make any damn sense. Okay, at least it does say strange berries, so it's technically multiple.
Please, come back anytime.
I'm just saying, man. You know, I was thinking of asking your mother to make vagole pasta for dinner tonight. I just can't think of a good dish to have with it. How about fried fish? God damn, girl, you're a genius. That's an entree, sweetie, not a side. Well, I mean, it depends on how much you make. Still, it does your old man proud to know you've always got fish on your mind. I mean, food's food, dude. I bet vagole pasta and fried fish will go great together. How about we close up shop, head home, and find out then? Wouldn't want to keep your mother waiting. Ah, another hard day's work, not doing shit and making my kid do all the work. Ah, man, it's good to be trout.
They're as fresh can be. Woo-hoo!
Don't make that noise, okay? My ears don't like high pitches. Don't you just adore the way jewelry glistens in the moonlight? It's enough to have the wearer simply brimming with confidence. Why not make a purchase and see for yourself? I think it's like, I can't see shit because it's dark out, lady.
Better not be window shopping. What? Done already?
Okay.
Hey, that reminds me.
Gotta treat myself every now and then.
Our dinner at Central Marché after a long shift at work is simply incomparable. The offerings are so diverse you can easily find something that suits your fancy on any given day, like this shrimp and bean taco I got. To say that's half the reason I do business here in the first place would be no overstatement. If only I had some mustard to put on it. Now that would make this dish truly delish. Hey there folks, just in time for a nightly meat bonanza. Heck with turning a profit. I need everybody to help me get my inventory out of the stall and into their stomachs.
What can I get for you?
Ooh. Dang old juicy frankfurter,
Thanks a
man.
bunch.
This isn't your granddaddy's frankfurter. This thing's got juice in it, man. It's gonna sneak right by you. True appeal of board games lies in the social interaction they provide. Even now, I pick up the newest releases for my wife and I to enjoy together. In fact, we have plans to play one tonight, counting down the hours as we speak.
Oh, hello.
Man's
Welcome.
living, he's living the fucking life,
You're welcome
man.
back anytime.
As much as Moses loves his board games, the poor dear has never been very good at them. Oh, by the look of things, it may just be that he holds back against me in particular. Still, I consider little acts of kindness like that to be the secret behind our happy marriage. Aw, man. We competitive up in here. Don't let me win for nothing. More and more of my evening customers have been looking for weapons rather than hardware lately. Dealing in arms is a hassle and a half, and the toll it takes on your nerves is nothing to scoff at. End of the day, it's how I keep a roof over my head. Not really a roof, it's more of a tent tarp thing. Well, actually, yeah, no, it's more tarpy than roofy, personally.
Want to take a look?
Granted, maybe you don't actually live here, but, you know, who knows? Might actually be worth upgrading Nadia's shit. Just need a little bit more money. Is that enough? Nope. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. We live in Calvert, and it sucks and shit's too damn expensive. Alright, I can sell these, right? Oh, and you don't do customizes here for some reason. Oh, we had money here! Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
One sec.
Lashkar, huh? Yeah, he's been by my place a few times in the past. Like to talk about stuff going on in the criminal world. Can't count how many times I told him not to get involved in all that mess. Let's see, it sounds like he's been up to a lot lately. Was there anything about him that seemed different? We heard he started acting a little strange about a week ago. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him around in a few days. But you said this started a week ago? That's about all kinda could tell us, yeah? Do you know if anything happened to him around that time? About 10 days ago, I heard talk that some people from the Central East have been up to something. Got ties to the underworld too. Of course, just a rumor. I figured something you might want to be aware of. Interesting. There's no clear connection, but it couldn't hurt to keep it in mind. A mysterious crime ring, eh? Sounds pretty shady. We don't know if they've got anything to do with Lashkar, though. For right now, it's just more possible lead. That was certainly an interesting conversation, although I can't really say we have more information than what we started with. We should talk to some more people before we rush into a decision.
Take a look at my wares.
I can't seem to find a vendor who's willing to take all my family's produce. Only stall I haven't asked yet is owned by the market manager, Romaine. He's famous for having strict standards, so the idea of being under his scrutiny has my knees knocking together. I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask, but still. If this doesn't work out, I'll have nowhere else to turn. What do I do? Okay, I believe that's pretty much everybody here. Oh wait, I didn't talk to you. Kinda told me you're searching for Lashkar. As shameful it is to admit, I wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Sorry for not being of more help. I'll be counting on you to find him. Leave it to us, Mr. Romaine. We'll bring Lashkar back one way or another. Like that? What about you guys? That's not talk to any of you shop people? Apparently not. My original fashion brand is geared towards young students. Well, our clothes and populated will be all yours. That's the idea. Talk to you, talk to you. Talk to you. What about you? What about you? What about, okay, talk to you. Alright. I think we can say we freaking talk to pretty much everybody up in this town. Wait. Let's do Riverside first, because
Here I go!
we've already been there. Was there oh, whoops, my bad.
Do you have a moment?
This is about Lashkar, isn't it? To be honest, I've been worried about it myself. The boy's been so turned up over his hatred of Armada recently, it's almost like he's going back to his old self. You really think he's declined that much? I thought he finally started to recover. There must have been something that triggered his change in attitude. Do you have any idea what that could be? I imagine it's something to do with Nero. Nero? Was that a friend of his? No, it was the name of a cat. Oh yeah, he did see the cat the other day. Right? I remember there was something to do with a cat now. What was the name of the cat that one of the little girls in Cray was taking care of? I assume he must have been lost in the explosion then. Most likely, yes, but regardless, Lashkar was determined to find him ever since. That's what eventually led to him happening upon another cat that looked just like him. I'll never forget the look on his face when he said, maybe Nero made it out alive after all, and he couldn't be convinced otherwise. Now that I think about it, I feel like he has mentioned something about a cat before. Yeah. I've got a feeling the one he found wasn't actually Nero, huh? Unfortunately not. The pattern in his fur was strikingly similar, but it was a completely different cat. Once Lashkar came to realize that, his temper flared up again. But the reality he was trying to ignore came back to bite him in the end. Honestly, I can't help but feeling that we failed the poor thing, failed to save him from his internal torment. For to have any hope of helping him this time, we need to treat this much more seriously than we did before. It's nice to hear the temple cares so much for Lashkar. I know we'll be in good hands once we find him. While we're still on the subject though, have you noticed anything else odd going on in relation to Lashkar? I get the feeling the whole Nero thing isn't what pushed him over the edge. There's gotta be something else we're missing. Actually, I did hear an interesting tidbit from a few of the parishioners recently. Apparently Lashkar's been roaming around Riverside at night. From what I understand, he comes here even on days when he doesn't have Sunday school, but he's never seen going into any of the other businesses. I doubt he comes just to goof off. The question is, where was he headed? I can't say for certain, but I've heard he's been spending time under the bridgeways along the river. Some rather unseemly types have been seen around those areas lately, which makes me all the more worried. Thank you again for your help, Mother Kyra. The details you shared should definitely help us track him down. Of course, if it gets Lashkar home safe, I'm happy to help. Oh, Arusha, may Lashkar be blessed by your grace, and may you grant Anya's and her friends your guidance and protection. That was certainly an interesting conversation, although I can't really say we have any more information than when we started. What do you mean? We have plenty more information. I mean, yeah, we should talk to the last person, but honestly, I feel like we've got all we need right now.
Then let's head over.
Do we want to talk to everyone first, or just do... Let's go ahead and just focus on the side quest for now. We'll just have to remember to come back to Station Street. Oh, it's you. Heard you have a few problems to deal with today. There was a bomb threat over at Armus, right? Something to do with a grudge? Well, I'm glad I was taken care of before anyone was hurt. You seem to be awfully well informed of the matter. I think his information was pretty fast in the guild. He got any more details on that big brain of yours? Sorry, we left most of the investigating to the police. Unfortunately, we have our own issues to worry over. If only we had more answers. Their own issues? Wonder what's going on. Looks like Elaine's out as well. Well, it's not our problem. I say we just see ourselves out. I have to do a lot of running around lately, so taking care of the capital's been left to our juniors. If only Fee were here. Well, they're doing fine for the moment, and I'm sure that's thanks to your group as well. Looks like we're short-handed as usual today. Guess I'll need to redo the roster again. Honestly, I've been a little concerned about what's going on in Longport recently. With us having such limited staff, all we can do is observe.
One sec.
Lashkar, eh? Yeah, I figured you'd be on the case for long. Is this the case I think it is? I'm assuming the guild is working on it too? I knew Lashkar had connections with the guild, but this is way more help than I thought he'd get. Well, sorry to disappoint. We're actually still waiting to hear back from him ourselves. We have someone hard at work on Lashkar's case right now, so we're leaving it up to him for the moment. Ooh, glad to hear the Edith branch is already on the job. That figures that Elaine's guild would be so on the ball. Who's this person you got working on Lashkar's case? Well, we know the other two are, you know, eating food right now, so I guess it's either Gray or Elaine. Probably Gray, I would assume, since apparently he's the most important NPC we've ever seen. A young bracer named Gray. Lashkar's been talking with him a lot since the beginning of the year. Started noticing some changes in the boy before anyone else, and went and took the initiative to investigate. Is there any way you could share any of the info he collected with us? Well, I don't see why not. Working together would probably be more efficient anyway. I kind of didn't expect you to agree so quickly. The documentation we got from Van mentioned that we'd be unlikely to get much help from the guild. Well, that's just because he's a hater. That kind of ticks me off, to be honest. Well, regardless, you'll find no objections from me. We really appreciate it. So has Gray had anything to report? Well, as I'm sure you know by now, the boy's reverted to the way he was before, driven by anger and thoughts of vengeance. A particular concern is a fight he had with a delinquent several years older than him. Beat the man halfway to Sunday. He took on somebody older than him and won? Yep. Apparently the guy even told Gray that he was way stronger than any other kid he'd seen. It seemed like it wasn't just a matter of technique either. I believe he's using something to make him more powerful than normal. Given the short time frame, I find it hard to believe he's received any form of training either. I think the most likely cause is he's using some sort of drug. Yes, we came to the same conclusion. However, we still don't have any information about how he obtained these drugs or who he received them from. Naturally, the guild cannot afford to let this continue. We've told Gray to put everything he has into this case. Wow, this turned out to be a bigger issue than I thought it'd be. Yeah, we need to find Lashkar as soon as possible. By the way, Gray also mentioned the possibility that Lashkar's been having meetings with an unknown third party. Once we can identify that individual and their whereabouts, we'll head back out in another attempt to locate Lashkar. I actually have to deal with another job at the moment, but I plan to help with the search when I get some free time. Don't push yourselves too hard out there, okay? Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing what you could with us. We really appreciate it. Well, I believe we've spoken to everyone familiar with Lashkar. I think we have a pretty good handle on what's going on now. Me and Ness had a few ideas already, but you really helped narrow them down, Aggie. You're just as quick on the uptake as Van said you were. You really think so? Yeah, but he didn't say that. I made that up. Anyway, let's go back over everything one last time so we can figure out our next steps. Well, I think we have enough info to piece together what Lashkar's been up to. Yes, however, we still don't fully understand what brought about this change in his mental state or why someone's attempting to take advantage of him. Well, at the very least, we know that he's been meeting up with an individual under the bridge. That's our best bet right now. The lady at the temple said he'd been wandering on Riverside, right? And hasn't there been a lot of dangerous activity lately by the underground maintenance tunnel? That's right, I have a feeling that's where Lashkar's been heading off to. Especially considering what the Bracer Guild told us about the possibility of drugs being involved. However, while we know Lashkar's been spotted in the area, nobody's actually seen him entering the underground maintenance tunnel. Area is incredibly inconspicuous, though. I have a feeling we have the right place. Yeah, Riverside as a whole seems like a pretty convenient location for whoever Lashkar's dealer is, too. Don't you think so, Aggie? It sounds like you're already one step ahead of me, Nadia. But you're right. Zan mentioned that there were people from the Central East with ties to the criminal underground, after all. If that's who pushed Lashkar into this, it would explain the meeting place. The temple he goes to is here on Riverside, and there are more Central Easterners here than in other districts. Which means it'd be easier for them to blend in. That explains why they're so willing to do this stuff in public. At any rate, we should check out the underground maintenance tunnel and see if we can find any more leads. I'm with you all the way, Aggie. And if somebody's down there, I should be able to sense them, no problem. Yeah, it can't hurt to do a little reconnaissance. Let's go take a look. Alright, we're taking a look. There's a child's footprint here. They look fresh. Anything on your end, Nadia? I'm not really picking up anything. But looking at the map, the tunnel's pretty long, isn't it? Hard to get a clear reading on the inside when we're all the way out here. Aren't you guys? Gray, what are you doing here? Ah, so it's you, Agnes. And these two must be the substitute Spriggans filling in for Van. Hazel told me you guys would be helping me out with Lashkar's case. Surprised you already managed to sniff this place out. Seems Van trained you guys well. Actually, I think we just got lucky, because the information everyone gave us was so helpful, all we had to do was narrow down his location. I was hoping we might be able to track down the person Lashkar's been meeting with as well. Wait a sec. Thought you guys knew he was inside already. But, did you follow them here? Yeah, I managed to puzzle out where they'd been meeting so I could tail one of them. Been about 30 minutes since Lashkar first entered. I bet anything he's meeting with whoever his dealer is right now. And why are you not inside then? The hope was to secure their meeting place, expose whoever's behind this, and get Lashkar back home. So you were using Lashkar as bait to pin down the ringleader? It's a little surprising considering the kid's so fond of you, I mean. From a risk management perspective, I made the best decision I could. All I did was put a stop to Lashkar meeting with the dealer. The larger issue wouldn't just disappear. Well, I guess that seems reasonable enough. Not the kind of thing I expect from a bracer, though. I understand where you're coming from, but for right now, are you willing to give us a hand? Of course, I don't got any problem working with you guys. I plan to make our move soon, though. Once you're ready, let's start making our way in. Me and S are ready whenever you are, Aggie. Might take a while. Doubt we'll be able to come back out for supplies, either. I'm getting locked into a 30-hour dungeon? Just something you might want to take into account. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I'm ready. Let's get going. Might be the only chance we get to save Lashkar. Alright, let's head in. I had a feeling we wouldn't find anyone. I'm actually sensing so much farther in. Tunnel's a pretty complicated layout, though. Can't make out very much. My Zypher has not detected anything other than monsters in the vicinity. If we stop to look around right now to just heat up time, let's wait until we're further in. Yeah, there's no time to waste. What do you say we take the shortest route we can to the far end? I'm sure we can handle anything that comes up along the way. Let's hurry. What are they planning to do by bringing him in here anyway? What are they after? And why Lashkar? It just doesn't... Is something wrong? Nope. I was just thinking about how you seem a little unusual for a bracer. You fell for Lashkar, listened to his troubles, and even now your main focus is on saving him. Kind of feels like you can really relate to the little guy, which would mean you've been through a lot yourself. I'm just trying to do what I can to help. I mean, he's counting on me, so I have to keep him from making the same mistakes I did. Nadia? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Just having a little chit chat is all. We're coming. Nice work out there, kid. How you feeling? Your body getting used to it yet? Yeah, it feels good. I can get as angry as I want. I can hate as much as I want, and it fills me with power. I get stronger the more I think about them. The ones who murdered everyone in my village. Looks like he's taking to it even better than we expected. In that case, we should be able to up his dosage. Now he's really gonna fulfill the Jaeger to fucking Bracer pipeline. Once again, the Bracer Guild cannot have any normal recruits. I mean, it's not really, but you know, it's similar to being a Jaeger, I guess, getting exploited by them. You know, I wasn't expecting much in the rumors at first. The kid's got some pretty serious rage built up inside. Got a real nose for talent, Commander Yavin. Especially for a kid like this and a bunch of peace-loving rubes like the ones here in Calvin. I used to say that. It's pretty easy to spot talent in the Blacklight District, don't you think? At least easier than spotting it on the battlefield. Letting this kid fade into oblivion would have been a real tragedy if you ask me. If I raise him right, I'll make for a hell of a warrior. If I get stronger, I can do anything. Otherwise, I can't. I couldn't. Protect. Yeah, think of that hatred as your fuel. Seems I was right to have high hopes for you. Looks like our visitors have finally arrived. Or you think we wouldn't notice? These guys must be part of that one Jaeger group from Central East. The Scorpions as a hide, I think it was. Surprised they noticed us. Guess the ranks of captains still means something even in C-tier Jaeger groups. True, even if they did get knocked out of last year's death game in the first round like a bunch of losers. The group dispatched to Raciam was one of our least skilled units. You'd be wise not to conflate them with the best we have to offer. We would have made it to the second round, I'll have you know. That little mishap did force us to reflect on increasing the strength of our military prowess. What are you doing here? This is none of your concern. Lashkar, what have you done to him? They really have been giving him enhancement drugs. They seem different from the ones Almada were using, though. Don't get the wrong idea. He came to us with nowhere to go, seeking power and tormented by loneliness. All he did was give him the means to convert those feelings into the power he so desperately wanted. Enough. You really think you can get away from manipulating a child and taking narcotics? I'm offended you put our herb on the same level as that poison Almada like to dole out. In our homeland, there aren't any laws that prohibit its use, so it hardly seems fit to judge by your standards, don't you think? Yeah. I mean, you're in their country. They can judge you by their standards. I mean, you know, things that are legal are not necessarily moral, of course, but... And in some cases, the morality and legality are in direct contrast with each other, but... You know something funny? It's not illegal in Calvert either. Yeah, and I mean, just because it's not illegal doesn't mean we're not going to beat your ass. It's illegal for us to beat your ass, but we're still going to do it. Is this really what you want, Lashkar? I thought you wanted to be a bracer so you could protect Aunt Annie. Whatever happened to that little boy? Is that what his idea of strength was? Back then I couldn't protect anything. I understand when you want to drown in your hatred. Maybe I understand better than anyone else. But even if you were to accomplish what you hoped to with it, you'd never be able to feel pride for what you've done. He's right, you know. Getting that kind of power as a child is a way of haunting people for the rest of their life. Seen a lot of kids broken because of it. I can't say it's something I'd recommend. Right, this isn't the type of power you want. It'll end up swallowing you whole. There's a strength beyond all the suffering you're feeling, but it's one you have to find for yourself. That's all it took to throw him off, and maybe the kid really was a waste of time. Not that simple. He's just feeling conflicted. We can show him the path we laid out for him as the one of true power. He'll find his resolve. I guess that means we gotta prove we're right then. Anyas, look for an opening and try and pull Lashkar out of there. Can you three draw their fire until I can get to him? Understood, we'll do our best. Just be careful, okay? We were given a job and we're not leaving here until we finish it. Lashkar is coming with us. I don't know, Gray just feels like he's like our crossover character or something. Like, you know, they do like the crossover episode, but you don't know who the character in the crossover is, so they just introduce some random person and you're like, you can tell you're supposed to know stuff about them, but you don't. That's kind of how Lashkar feels. Oh, not Lashkar. Fucking Gray feels.
I'll support you. Here we go.
You need to get better spells though, because you having to be so close does suck. Okay, I'm gonna assume they're gonna move forward some.
Keep it up. It's working.
But maybe not that much. Well, maybe if we put you right in the middle. And piss them off. And then they're like, I need to kill this kid. Yeah. My evasion?
Our time to shine.
No way.
Jose? Okay, Anya's is about to go, so she should be able to heal.
Activating drive. Let me heal
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Zypha activate.
Let's do this.
Cringe. You just supposed to cringe.
It ends here. You're done for. It's up to you, Agnes.
Bye. Our time to shine. Zypha.
Oh, a U material. I love those things. You're all stronger than I thought. Suppose I underestimated you. You're right, we are strong. Even without Van, we're fully capable of putting a stop to your schemes. Who the fuck is Van? Captain, the kid's gone! What? Don't try and call foul now. A feint is a valid strategy in warfare. As Jaegers, I'm sure you know all too well. Damn it, we failed! For all the times I told you to keep an eye on your sixes! Nice job, Gray. You know you're not half bad. Ever consider becoming an assassin? Now that Lashkar's safe, there's no need to stay here any longer. You think you can run away from us? Pinch him on both of the flanks! Ooh, how considerate. You see a real hit with the ladies. Nah, I thought I have eyes for anybody. But S, of course. Shut up. Let's move. Lashkar, you awake? Is the drug wearing off? No, I can't, damn it. I don't think the drugs are affecting me anymore, but he still seems pretty unstable. That's why I wanted an easy solution, a way to run away from it all. That's how they were able to reel him in. He just has to keep moving forward. He needs to face what's going on inside of him. No matter how difficult that may be. Yeah, but I really think he can do it, even if he did have a bit of a stump. But look out! An ambush. When everybody got a hold of this many of them? You know, take an actor that God has turned the tide in your favor this time. It's okay. Braces will show up, right? What's it gonna be? Fight and risk death or hand the boy over and leave with your head still attached? I don't think so. You mess with the wrong kid, Scorpions. Did a bang-up job in your own, Gray, now let us handle the rest. You guys? Oh no, we're fucked. They didn't send Zen, dude. We're screwed. Sorry, we got Regina at least. And Lahad's apparently supposed to be strong. Sorry we're late. Took us a little to put together what was going on. I kept having to hold us up because I didn't know what was going on. They had to keep explaining it to me. Senator Lane had other business, but I figured we could spare the rest of the crew. I can't believe the Scorpions as a hot were behind all this. I'm sure you filled his head with all kinds of crap trying to turn into one of your child soldiers. I didn't think the guild would come out in full force. What do we do, Captain? The guild at full force? I think it's like more like 15% force. We withdraw. It's too bad about the boy. We have little choice. Really? Didn't you hear me? I said we withdraw. It's time to cut our losses. Can't afford to waste resources right now. Taman! Damn, would have preferred to capture them. They're fast little suckers. Oh, Lashkar, I'm so sorry I didn't realize what was happening. Kinda. Damn it. Damn it all. Lashkar, do you think you've managed to calm down a little? Calm down? What do you mean calm down? You pretending to be calm is what led to all this. None of the adults can understand. They all just think I'm sad or holding a grudge. I was just sitting around. All those Armada bastards are killed off. So why do I still so feel empty inside? I get it now. You weren't after revenge. You had all these feelings of anger and sorrow, and once it was over, everyone wanted to go right back to normal. Once I found out Nero was gone too, I just couldn't take it anymore. I thought if I could just run away from it all. So when those guys from Zahat started telling me their jokes to help me escape what I was feeling, and that I'd never lose anything ever again if I just got stronger. Lashkar, I know exactly what you're feeling. Being powerless, it's... No, you don't! Grown-ups don't understand anything. Hey, we understand a lot better than you think. Told you before, didn't I? We're the same. I lost my family to Armada too. All I could think about was revenge. I found my way back, and that's why I'm here now. You lost your family? Kinda figured it was something like that. He's finally come to terms with it. Well, good for you. That's why I have to... Do you really think those people are your best chance? You want to be strong, right? But if it's true strength you're after, there's a better path for that. A path where no matter what style you choose, it'll be a strength you earned. A strength that's yours and yours alone. That's why that shortcut they promised can't hold a candle to what you can do on your own. I mean, those guys were running scared from B-tier bracers, so, you know, that's a pretty good endorsement for doing things the right way, I suppose. Even if it'll be a struggle to get there, you have plenty of time to find your way. You just have to be a bit patient while you look for it. That was for me and S2. Right, I'm sure you'll find something that'll guide you in the right direction. And once you do, you'll make everyone in Cray Village proud. Annie included. Right, almost forgot. Gray handed Lashkar a handmade charm with the Bracer Guild's emblem on it. This is the charm that Annie made for me. At first I thought maybe you just forgotten about it, but now I realize this is what you were running from all along. Because if you didn't, you might remember the person you were, the real you. If your heart still aches at the sight of it, that's a sign you haven't given up yet. It's not too late, Lashkar. We can move forward. Together. I do think this whole quest is a good endorsement for killing off characters. Like, you know, even just like a place that you really didn't spend that much time in, right? Like Cray Village. You know, there's a lot you can do with that, right? Like the themes and the stories you can explore. Like, I don't know, I mean... I think it just goes to show, like, how having at least a little bit of willingness to do things that are more dramatic can enhance the overall storytelling. Because, like, imagine if we were doing this for, like, a character that was, you know, more important, right? As, you know, it's a little dismissive to say, but, you know, Lashkar is a side NPC character, and he's got, like, a pretty good storyline going on here. And that's only able to happen because we created a scenario where we could explore something kind of more... I hesitate to use the word dark, but I can't think of a different word. But I mean something a bit more serious, right? Once Lashkar had settled down, the group decided that bringing him back to the guild would be the best option. And not to say that the series hasn't done that in the past. I mean, a lot of the characters have serious backstories, but I don't know. It's nice to see it being somewhat tackled head-on, as opposed to somewhat kind of pushed to the side, in the way that it sometimes feels like it is. Due to Lahad's familiarity with the drug that was used, he was able to treat Lashkar's symptoms quickly and efficiently. Thankfully, the substance had only been administered a handful of times. Lashkar was expected to make a full recovery. Rosen and Elaine were concerned for the boy and rushed back to the guild upon hearing news of his situation. And it's also, I mean, even just like, you got a little bit of characterization for Lahad here too. Because presumably he's a former Scorpion, another Jaeger to Bracer Pipeline member. So that's what happened, huh? Well, looks like Gray ended up being the right man for the job after all. Glad you were able to rescue the kid before it was too late. I must commend the rest of you for coming to his aid as well. Your arrival seems to have played a pivotal role. And of course, Anya, Swin, Nadia, thank you again for all your support. Of course, we could never turn a blind eye to Lashkar or any resident of Cray Village for that matter. Or, you know, anyone in need. We don't discriminate. Furthermore, it's our duty to help others in Van's stead. Honestly, though, we wouldn't have made it very far without a certain bracer in training laying the groundwork for us. I mean, actually, we were kind of ahead of him. You know? We're not really ahead of him, but, like, he didn't really help us. Well, I guess he got Lashkar's, but Swing could have done that, if we're being honest. I just did what anyone would do. Besides, I'm the one that... Personally, Lahad was the one that impressed me the most. How'd you learn to detox someone like that? Never really thought of you as the brandy type. What, you thought I was just some meathead? In Central East, it's not uncommon running people using drugs and herbs like that. When I was stationed at the guild there, they did a pretty good job of drilling us on the basic treatment methods. I don't know, maybe not. I was thinking it was he was familiar with it because, you know, it had been used on him. Because he did seem like he had some sort of familiarity with the Scorpions. But I guess that could just be just because he's from the East. That being said, we've only treated his symptoms. He'll need to be examined later by an actual doctor. Won't going to a doctor give him a record for doing drugs, though? Yeah, I could see that being an issue for any background checks in the future. For most people, it's also a good opportunity for rehabilitation, but for Lashkar, it'll just make it harder for him to get back on the straight and narrow. That's true, we'll need to remember to keep his future in mind when making any further decisions. Oh, who should treat... Well... The problem with Isabel, man, is she going to charge her like $1 million Mira? I'm honestly... I mean, Isabel seems like the best option at first blush, but like, won't she make him like a wage slave for the rest of his life? Because realistic, I mean, I get what they're saying, but if you take him to a normal hot, it won't matter because he's going to become a dope-ass bracer, and the bracers accept anybody, you know? There's no background checks for being a bracer. Personally, I think it might be best for us to leave him in care of a hospital we know and trust. They'll be able to give him long-term care there. We should have the least amount of complications that way, too. That sounds reasonable to me. Ah, shit. We fucked up. It's a shame he'll have to bear the burden of having a mistake like that on his record, though. Especially at his age. Well, that's where we'll step in. We'll have to make sure to whip him back into shape. Not like the guild doesn't have its own share of former delinquents anyway. It may be difficult in the long run, but as long as he's willing to move past his regrets, I'm sure he'll succeed. And from there, we'll do everything we can to support him on his journey to becoming a bracer. Yeah, I just know we'll get off on the right foot this time. Suppose now's the only thing left to deal with Lashkar's emotional state. He's been drowning in his pain for so long. I think getting him to work through it all is going to be pretty difficult. Still, I have a feeling he'll be alright in the end. Yeah, me too. He'll be fine as long as he's got people like Gray to sympathize with him. I think you might be overestimating what I'm capable of. I mean, it's not like I'm a therapist. Levy Arnold, a B-rank bracer stationed at the head branch in Le Mans. He was tasked with working undercover to gather intel. A lot of information was obtained by spying on Almada. Unfortunately, she was killed in the line of duty. She was your older sister, wasn't she, Gray? That's what he meant. Kind of a weird time to bring it up, though. We know you lied about your nationality and work history to get into the guild. And we know the reason you were trying so desperately to enter the Republic. In fact, we've known for a while now, you wanted revenge. That's all that training was for, and all that digging through confidential info. That's why he understands how Lashkar feels. You knew the whole time? Then why would you let me stay? You took advantage of my position to do so many horrible things. 50% of us did some horrible shit in this guild, so you know, glass houses and all. Let's just say we spent a lot of time observing your behavior. I'm sure you've realized it for yourself by now, but that grudge isn't the only thing that's been motivating you. That's right, you continue to display a strong sense of both conscience and duty. Your actions don't lie. Kinda. You alright? I'm fine. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what Lashkar's been going through. I just want to thank you all for giving us another chance. This isn't something you should have to shoulder on your own. It takes a village, right? I've heard you've been keeping an eye on Lashkar for a while now. They told me you leapt into action as soon as you found him. Words can't express how grateful I am. Hear that, Gray? You've done a lot for the people of Edith. Let me ask you this. Where do you want to go from here? Do you even need to ask? I want to keep moving forward. I want to keep protecting the city. Well, if that's what you want, you better be prepared to work your ass off. I feel like maybe I said something I shouldn't have. Everything's alright, yeah? You're fine, kinda. Actually, you just did Gray here a pretty big favor. I'm glad we were here to help. These two are going to be just fine. Yeah, they'll get back on their feet in no time. But it probably wouldn't hurt to check in on them every now and then. Yeah, I want to make sure their problems end with us. Solving problems isn't exactly what I'm known for, but it feels pretty good knowing we help save the kid's future.
Request completed.
Mira deposit confirmed.
That's a really good quest. Even if it did give us some nasty law points. Ugh. But yeah, kind of wrapped up the Gray storyline too, a little bit that they've been building on. Again, thank you. I could never have saved Lashkar without your help. Also gave me a chance to face myself. Anyway, won't let any of my previous work be in vain. I'll move forward from this. For my seniors, for Lashkar, and for my sister. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to, like, if, like, his sister's been mentioned before. If, like, I'm kind of supposed to know, maybe. I can't think of anything she could have appeared in. Like, been referenced before. In relation to, like, Almada shit. Lashkar! He seems to be doing better. Still, we should probably give him some space. I'm really glad you guys got to Lashkar in time, but I can't help feeling like I could have done more to prevent it all. We probably should have paid more attention to the kid. Well, thankfully Gray made up for what we were lacking, and that gets him a gold star in my book. Might be a good idea to have him work more with Lashkar in the future, too. Did I actually talk to you? I plan on consulting with our headquarters on what to do with Gray. As long as he's passionate about bracer work as he was before, I'm sure he'll be fine. Maybe I should ask him about the other thing while I'm there too. Other thing, ... it couldn't be unless... I'm gonna have that shit down as like a muscle memory. Like anytime I see a ... it's gonna be Pavlovian. I'm just gonna have to spout it off. But alright. We will call it here. Next time we'll get back to our chatting and talking. Do we have any other side quests? Okay, we have one side quest in Old Town. That may just be a monster, since this one was pretty long. I would be a little surprised if there was another real side quest, but we'll see. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.